Let's get into it. First, I'd like to thank you all for watching my Spider-Boy reviews. Yeah, it means a lot. Before we start, I'd like to let you know that this Spider-Boy, who I'm going to review, kind of had me questioning if I'm going to pick up the rest of the series. I mean, it was good, don't get me wrong. Well, you'll see in the review. But needless to say, if you like me reading Spider-Boy, let me know in the comments. So, hi, I'm Bob. This is The Other World According to Bob. This is my channel. I started out here reviewing comic books like I'm about to do today, if you're new. Alright. JSA was at the top. So, I guess JSA. I'm curious to know. We forgot to look this up before the video, but I'm curious to know if anyone knows if they found a new writer for this book. It was that good. I feel they should keep the story going. If they have, I'd like to have them wrap up the Rip Hunter plotline. Like they brought in Rip Hunter for the Courtney series. This won't make any sense if you're brand new to this book. They brought in Rip Hunter for the Courtney series, and they never wrapped up like why he was so rough on his sidekick. They never said, oh my goodness. And the next one's called Graduation Day, so I assume it's either going to be the last one of this writer or the last one, period. I hope they have a plan for these characters. They didn't bring in Jay Garrick's daughter. She's not even in the big fight sequence here. This actually does happen, by the way. A lot of these comic covers don't. But this one does. It was kind of nice. You do get Tom Keller, Starman, saying he still wants to be friends with Courtney, and that maybe they can have a sloppy Joe lunch after the fight's over. It's like that is what I expected. Thank you, writers. Thank you for putting that in there. Because he's been part of both of these teams. And yeah, he was what Gunslinger Spawn is to me now in regards of representation for disabled before Gunslinger ever came into be. You find out that the person wasn't Mordu, which I kind of predicted. It was Yolanda Montez the whole time. Like they were sent back in time because of Yolanda, not because of this kid that did nothing to them. And it's like, come on, Legionnaires, you know better than that. Yeah, I just wanted to reach through the book and go. Yeah, it was a throwaway villain. They do use Solaris's energy, so that could tie into if they want to do a 1 million event for like Justice Society. But yeah, this was a really good book. I really don't have a whole lot to nitpick about it. I just wanted to point out a few things I was right about, and I'm glad to see that this character. Find Salem for me, Mom. The one, the witch girl that said she's going off to the other dimension. She finally grew up, you know. If they're gonna have a last tie up between, no, she's green. That's her. She didn't get erased. You're looking at the moment that she decides she doesn't need to be part of this team, and hopefully she gets another book in the future. But yeah, she's headed to Limbo Town. Thank you, Mom. Yeah. Yeah. So some of these characters were allowed to grow up, and I don't think she would have done well on the new Justice Society team. There is going to be a new team, which is kind of awesome, kind of not, because they're probably going to do what they did with the Justice League 3000, where that got shuffled off to Buffalo somewhere. Like, we know now, thanks to that book, that Booster Gold and Ted Cord somehow get into a cryonics facility. And like, he goes from being a time cop to just bumbling Booster again. But yeah, thus is his destiny. So I won't get into that. We're talking about JSA right now. I would give it a definite 4 out of 5 stars. Wasn't perfect. Like I said, it didn't feel like a goodbye. It felt like here's the next team. So yeah, I'm the Spider Boy. Okay, last book. Last book, you find out that it, him readjusting the timeline comes with a price. You don't find out what that price is unless it's Bailey just doesn't like homework. Oh my god. Which is kind of a bad example for 10-year-olds, but yeah, this book still doesn't know who he's going for. This on the cover here again happens, so they get points for that too. He saves the bus driver. You meet a few of his new supporting cast because the no, there's still no reference to the Amalgam universe, and don't. I want to guess that he's not gonna run into Chasm right away after reading both their books, but you never know. Honestly, that's the fun about comics. It's always a surprise. I didn't like Daredevil, not Daredevil, the Bullseye's daughter. I didn't like that. I don't like they're giving him mini versions of the regular Spider-Man cast when there's perfectly fine villains they don't use already. I mean, where's that guy that was the like a Green Goblin from Brand New Day. It wasn't, I forget his name, but where's that guy? What's he doing? You know, you just solved what happened to Freak. Now what happened to him? What happened to half the Brand New Day villains? The Brand New Day villains need some love too. My prediction, because I'm having fun doing predictions for this book. My prediction for Spider Boy, number 11, 12. Sorry, she's right. My prediction for number 12 is that his mom's not gonna come back to the humanimals, and they're gonna feel neglected and that whole thing. Bullseye's daughter is clearly Christina. Yeah. And let's see. What else? We're not gonna find out what the price is right away. They might forget about it like they did the Blahaha in Booster Gold 1 million. Who was that laughing? We still don't know to this day. But I bet you they're not gonna remember till the very last issue. To solve stuff like that. We're not gonna see Madam Web again till like the last issue, which is a real shame. They're not gonna address that Spider Boy split into multiple things. And as much as I would like to see him in a major event, I still don't think that's gonna happen. I'd like to see him die Barry Allen style. But they aren't gonna address that Chasm and Kane are tooling around the city too. He is gonna team up with Daredevil. That's probably gonna happen. And then he's gonna be like, "Sorry, I didn't remember you." Blah blah blah. Oh, I trained you for a while there. Yeah. Book itself, a little bit better than Justice Society. So 3.25. Thank you for letting the cover happen and not explaining the whole story. So that is my opinion on Spider Boy number 12. Yeah. Okay. I thought I I thought I had no more books left to go, but I had one more book. Um, I just read this as of time of recording. It it was okay. I like Spider Boy better. I'm giving it a 3, but I don't want to kill. I don't want them to kill off Ben just yet. I want him to see there is a brighter world, and the reason I want him to meet Spider Boy is because Bailey could be that brighter world. The reason I was pushing that in in Spider Boy's part of the video was that that's what Ben Reilly needs to remind him, hey, there's something brighter than just the morgue and the dead body of Freak. And no, sometimes people just need to see a kid save the day, you know. And I've really been pushing for Bailey to get his own major event, big course correction thing. But I think even if he doesn't meet this version of Ben, even if he doesn't meet Chasm, he should meet somebody in the Ben Reilly outfit. Yeah. Um, I don't know who Hallows Eve is, so that whole part of the book was lost on me. I picked up a little bit of the Ben Reilly series. You can see my opinion of that here on the channel. That the new Ben Reilly series, the old Ben Reilly series, is what got me into comics, and that's why I'm kind of disappointed that they're trying to turn Ben into the villain of his own series. Because Ben Reilly, to 6-year-old Bob, was not a villain. He was cool. He was just cool enough you could buy a soda and drink it with him. Maybe go to Pizza Hut, get a pizza, you know. And to see him turn into a villain, I mean, Kane's fine, and I never quite accepted him as Scarlet Spider. But Ben Reilly, in my mind, will always be the Scarlet Spider, because those times were, for me, quite happy. So, this was really more of a Kane book. You get to see Kane in, like, his apartment. You get to see Kane life, basically, just following around Ben, asking, what did you do? If they're going to build this as the two clone story, then turn it into the two clone story. Remind people why they loved Ben Reilly in the first place. Show that he still has some of that good guy left in him. That the person that fought Lady Ock is still there. That's why I thought it could be Lady Ock. That's why I thought it could be Lady Ock. Hold the book. I'm messing up. In the Ben Reilly series, Shaking Hands, I thought it would tie in to Chasm for sure. But it didn't. And it really feels like, even though they want to keep certain parts of the Spider-Man universe look like it's connected, they also want to keep it separate enough where they can just go do whatever. And that isn't how it used to work in Marvel, and it's not how it should work now. And also, if they plugged other books, and, like, don't do that till issue 2, because if you have to plug other books in your first issue, that's generally not a good sign. That's not building a story that can stand on its own. You know? I was happy to see Ben, and that's why I'm giving it some of the points that it got. But I want to see him as somebody that actually contributes to the Spider-Man family. Kane, they didn't explain how his story tied in with Kindred's. If that gets explained in like one of the other books that you tell us to pick up, again, you shouldn't do that first book. You shouldn't say it should have been enough. The reason I want the Kindred thing explained so badly is because that was Kane's casino that they played that game at back in like Spider-Man. One of the milestone issues. I don't want to get it wrong. And if you can't keep that straight, yeah, I don't know. Still looking forward to issue 2. I know I'm being kind of hard on it, but I'm curious to see if they can balance having 2 characters at the same time, or if they're just going to make Kane the Scarlet Spider again. That was the name of another book, Mom. Kane had his own book for a while there. We picked that up. We've picked up almost everything to do with the Scarlet Spider because I was that big of a fan. So, yeah, that's all I have to say about that. 3 out of, or did I already give it a score? I don't even know. If I didn't, I'd make it a little better than Spider Boy, but not as, but not by much. So, I've been Bob. This has been The Other World According to Bob. Bob out. Till next time, cats. And again, if you want me to review Spider Boy, please leave it in the comments. And all your other thoughts. Like, comment, subscribe. Now I need to click it.